Stuber.
What's going on, everybody? So I just had a double feature tonight. I saw Stuber and then Crawl. This one will obviously be a review for Stuber, and then I will be reviewing Crawl. So look for that review around tomorrow morning. I'm gonna upload this tonight, but yeah, within the next 24 hours, look for my Crawl review if you want to know my thoughts on that. But Stuber is the newest comedy starring Kumail, last name I can't pronounce, and Dave Bautista from the Guardians of the Galaxies. And this upcoming cop movie, he's doing a lot of work now, it seems like. I keep seeing trailers for this actor. He was in the Escape Plan movies, I believe. And this movie was also directed by the same director of Take Me Home Tonight with Topher Grace. Highly underrated movie. I thought that was a great comedy when it came out in, 2012? Nobody ever talks about it. It's got a low Rotten Tomato score, and I think that's bullshit. But this is a modern comedy, modern in the fact that this is about Uber, which is the new thing today, and it's about an Uber driver who just is trying to get 5 stars. He even has a license plate that says 5-star on it, and he picks up a cop who just had LASIK eye surgery, so he's blind as a bat, and he needs to take him to Compton and Long Beach. Basically, Vic, played by Dave Bautista, kidnaps Stu because he just needs him to drive him everywhere because he's on this case and he needs to solve it for the death of his partner. You know, he's out for revenge. Starting off with the biggest positive that I can give this movie is just the characters, Stu and Vic. They're dynamic, they're complete opposites, and I love that in film when you get two opposite people, different spectrums, they have to work together. You got Stu, who's the beta male. You got Dave Bautista playing Vic, who's the alpha male, the one who doesn't cry or hug. And just their chemistry together, their back and forth, their Stu's wit. There's some good comedy in here. There's not a whole lot. It definitely focuses on characters and character arcs, and I appreciate that. You get a nice arc with both characters. It could be cliche. There's been stuff we've seen before in other films. But I like that this movie also pokes fun at some cliches, action movie ones. They poke fun at them. They foreshadow things that will happen later on. There's even that moment in the trailer where he's like, I'm going to throw this tank and you shoot and it'll explode. Because that's what they do in the movies. He's like, this isn't Jaws.
How do you know my dad?
I got an idea! I'm going to throw this propane tank at them. You shoot it, it'll blow up their car.
He kidnapped me.
This isn't freaking Jaws!
Exactly! Just like Jaws, it's going to work. Ready?
We killed some people.
And during that scene, there is a bloody death, and it's fucking awesome. There's some good gore in that scene, and it took me by surprise. I was jaw-dropping shock in that moment. I couldn't believe that this movie went for that hard R in that moment. Speaking of hard, there's a hard dick. You're going to see dick in this movie. Just to warn you, they go to a male strip club. And overall, I just thought this movie was a fun ride. It was decent from beginning to end, good pace. I wasn't ever bored. It's got its cliches and things we've seen before, but the characters really saved this movie in their acting. I thought they were great. And that's what they should do, because that's what this movie focuses on them. So if they're not great, then the movie fails, but they were good. Now, for my negatives, this is just me trying to pretend like this is the real world. They're making ridiculous decisions, especially Vic. When he gets his eye surgery at the beginning of the movie, they show how blind he is, so it's amazing that he does anything throughout this fucking movie. The shit he pulls off, it's wait, isn't he, completely blind? He just makes ridiculous decisions. He just immediately hits the road, starts driving blind, and it's I know you're passionate about this case, but get the fuck out of here.
Hi. Hi, ladies.
What the hell's going on?
You selected the Uber pool option.
Uber what? Ladies, official police business.
Is that even real?
Get out of the car!
Also, there's some action moments in this movie. This movie tries to go for these intense action fights at the beginning and some towards the end, and it's not shot by a professional action director. This action is very choppy. The screen just kind of sways and swivels a lot, and it's you can't really focus too much because they're trying to hide the poor stunt work, to make you believe someone's getting punched or there's a lot of chaos going on, but we know what's really happening. I guess I'm just spoiled by John Wick action movies that I would just want the camera to be still, for crying out loud. And my last little nitpick is that maybe this is just me seeing things or I misinterpreted the film, but I didn't really care about the social commentary message of, toxic masculinity, because I felt like that was the underlying message, just toxic masculinity is harmful. But other than that, this was a pretty fun, decent Uber ride. So when it comes to Stuber, this is a decent comedy to add to your comedy collection, so go out and buy it. And those are my thoughts on Stuber. Head on over to my Crawl review that's coming out pretty soon after this. If you like what you've seen here, you can hit this like button to show me your support, and you can follow me on social media. I got some social media links right up here. And then you can become a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds to see more. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.